Making it into the NFL is one of the greatest and hardest accomplishments a professional athlete can do. But before players can even worry about getting into the league, they have to worry about how to spend their first checks if they get drafted and signed. Today, we're going to be going over how some NFL players have spent their first check, so sit back and enjoy this one. First up, Willie McGinest. Willie McGinest was a linebacker drafted 4th overall by the Patriots in the 1994 draft. After receiving his first paycheck for $6 million for 4 years, McGinest went out and did several nice things for his parents to thank them for getting him this far. He bought his mom a brand new Toyota Camry, which was one of the most popular cars at the time. He then demolished the house that his family grew up in and built a new one from scratch in the same spot. He also couldn't help himself and bought a new truck. One of the funniest parts of this story is when he went to Las Vegas to spend some money playing cards. He won $300 in one round and got super excited and started jumping around. His agent was with him and asked him why he was so excited about $300 after he just signed a multi-million-dollar contract to play in the league. Luckily, McGinest didn't have to worry about blowing his money in Vegas, as he would go on to sign a 5-year, $25 million deal in 1998, becoming one of the centerpieces for the Patriots defense. Next up, Nate Burleson. Nate Burleson is a wide receiver drafted in the 3rd round of the 2003 NFL Draft by the Minnesota Vikings. After signing his first deal for around $500,000, Burleson went out and bought himself an Escalade to parade around town with. He also gave his parents some cash to help them pay off their bills. But his other purchases were a little strange. You would expect an NFL player with money to go out and buy some big fancy jewelry or something to show off their new money. Instead, Burleson went out and bought a fake watch and a fake chain. Burleson believed that no one would even think to question him, given that he was an NFL player. Some might call the purchases rather smart, considering he wouldn't know how long he would stay in the league and didn't want to waste all of his money. What makes the purchase even smarter is that no one even realized the watch and chain were fake until he admitted it years after he bought them. Even though Burleson was smart to try and save his money, he could have afforded to make a little bit of a bigger splash, as he would go on to make $33 million over his long NFL career. Next up, Patrick Mahomes. Arguably one of the best young quarterbacks in the league right now, Mahomes signed to a 4-year, $16.4 million deal as a rookie after being drafted by the Chiefs 10th overall in the 2017 NFL Draft. Now, although Mahomes didn't buy anything with his first paycheck, he did save that money and use his next big deal to do something that no other NFL player has ever done: become an owner of a baseball team. This was after he got his massive 10-year, $503 million deal. Mahomes would go on to become an owner of the Kansas City Chiefs. This move was a major head-scratcher for some, but Mahomes had quite a few seasons for this purchase. For one, his dad, Pat Mahomes, spent 11 seasons pitching in the major leagues for teams like the Minnesota Twins, Chicago Cubs, and Pittsburgh Pirates, to name a few. Mahomes has also come to absolutely adore the city of Kansas City and has fallen in love with the people and the extremely passionate fan base, and he wants to use this opportunity to deepen his connections within the city. As of now, the Royals are a bottom-of-the-barrel team in the major leagues, but maybe under new ownership, they could potentially turn some things around. Next up, Jeremy Hill. Jeremy Hill is a former running back drafted in the 2nd round of the 2014 NFL Draft by the Cincinnati Bengals. Hill was a huge star in college, playing for the LSU Tigers, and he wanted to honor his former school with his first big purchase as an NFL player. Instead of donating money to the school or getting an LSU chain or something simple, Hill wanted to get an LSU tattoo. Now, that isn't too out of the ordinary, but what was out of the ordinary was the fact that he wanted to get a giant back tattoo that replicated Tiger Stadium. Most people would expect you to get a tattoo of the logo or the mascot, not the stadium. Nevertheless, Hill went through with it and was quite proud of it at the time. We think he might be debating the decision now, as Hill was out of the league by 2018 and was quickly forgotten by Bengals fans and fans around the league. NFL players' first big purchases don't seem to be as wild or extraordinary as some of the purchases from NBA players, a topic that we also did a video on, so be sure to check it out. With the exception of Mahomes and Hill, most NFL players tried their best to help their friends and family or just try and save some money in case their careers went down the drain. Time will only tell if we get any more crazy purchases, and with some of the personalities coming into the league, it's certainly a possibility. Unfortunately, that's all the time that we have for today's video, so thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a video. We'll see you guys next time.